Yeah, they're watching. Oh, because it's on camera. Large.
Here, try one of these. It's spicy. It's got a little jalapeno. You want to dip it in mustard? Hey, I didn't get a chance to say hi to you. Anybody need some sausage? Embarrassing. Anybody else need some sausage? Yeah, might as well. Yeah. Chris. Are we starting?
Yeah, let's start it. Everybody's watching.
Yeah? Huh?
45 people watching.
Okay. All right. Do we need some music on, or is it good? So we can hear everybody. Might need some music. Huh? You're worried that we won't be able to. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. As long as you want to. Yeah. Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for coming over. Yeah. How are you? Good.
How are you? Good. Hi.
Good to see you.
Hi.
All right. Should we get started? Yeah. You all want a sausage? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're going to get underway here in El Paso, Texas. Good evening to everybody who is celebrating today at homes all over the state. I think we have over 110 barbecues going right now. And in El Paso, we have made some jalapeno sausages, which are right here. You want to try one, Andrew? No. Yeah, there you go. No? Okay. And we'll make Amy eat one in just a second. Just got some good friends over here in Sunset Heights who are helping us celebrate and are joining the campaign if they haven't already been a part of the campaign already. And the best way to do that is to text BBQ to 90975. So BBQ to 90975 is the best way to join the campaign. That's one of our goals out of this evening. We want everyone to have a great time, to eat some good food that the hosts have prepared and others have brought potluck style, to make new friends, get together with some of your older friends, and to make sure that we stay connected. And the best way to do that is to text BBQ to 90975. So appreciate everyone who's doing that right now. And special thanks to everyone around the state who's hosting people in their homes right now. And I'm going to read you a list of all the cities that we're in right now. We think we have 115 barbecues, and they're in the following 59 communities. So when you hear your community, yell loud enough that we can hear you in El Paso, okay? So first one is Abilene, then Allen, Arlington, Austin, Bastrop, Beaumont, Bedford, Bernie, Bridgeport, Cedar Creek, College Station, Columbus, Coppell, Copperas Cove, Corpus Christi, Cypress, Dallas, Del Rio, Denton, El Paso. Farmers Branch, Forestburg, Fort Worth, Gainesville, Georgetown, Harlingen, Houston, Humble, Katy, Keller, Kemp, Lake Jackson, Lakeway, Louisville, Lockhart, Longview, Lubbock, Lufkin, McAllen, McKinney, Midland, Nacogdoches, New Braunfels, Palacios, Pearland, Pflugerville, Richardson, Rockwall, Round Rock, San Antonio, San Elizario, San Marcos, Schulenburg, South Lake, The Woodlands, Tyler, Utopia, Waco, and Whitewright. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. And then special thanks. We have a big gathering at Schultz Garden in Austin. And so special thanks to everyone who's helping to put that on, all the volunteers who are coming out. And again, everyone who is texting BBQ to 90975, the best way to get connected and stay connected. And I am told it earns you a discount on any Beto for Texas merchandise. So if you want one of these good looking shirts, yard signs, any other merchandise we're coming out with, chef's caps, bumper stickers, buttons, you name it. If you want a discount on that, please text BBQ to 90975. Another reason that we're getting together is to ensure that we get on the ballot so that people can vote for us for U.S. Senate. And so there is a petition going around your barbecue right now. If you haven't already signed that petition, that will get us on the ballot. We only need 5,000 signatures across the state of Texas to get on the ballot. I bet you we can put together 5,000 signatures across the state of Texas tonight if everybody will sign that petition. Last bit of instructions, and then I want to give a quick update on the campaign and take your questions as you type them in, is please take a picture of what you're doing and then post it on Instagram or on Facebook or on Twitter with the hashtag barbecue, that is BBQ for Beto. Hashtag BBQ for Beto with your pictures of where you are in Texas and what you're doing right now. Cynthia, are we getting any?
You're good. We're at 121 watching.
121 watching. That's great. So maybe more than 115 different locations across Texas. Well, good. Welcome, everybody. Thanks again to our host, to everybody who's taken some time to come out and to be a part of this campaign. It is very encouraging for Amy and me and our kiddos, just on a personal level, to join with so many Texans who are so excited about the future of this state and of this country, and are doing everything within their power to make it a better one for their kiddos and for the Texans who will follow us. I feel like Amy and I in this campaign really just get to be part of something exciting that's going on in Texas right now. And that's represented in all the households and the people who are out, who are participating in this right now. We've been on the campaign trail for a little over 7 months so far. We've traveled to almost every single part of the state. Many parts of the state we've been to many times over, holding town hall meetings, listening to what's on people's minds, answering their questions, learning what's important to them, their families, and in their community, and trying to reflect that into the campaign. We're hearing about jobs and ensuring that everybody who wants to work is able to find a job that pays above a living wage, that has function and purpose and allows them the dignity in their lives. We're hearing about immigration and how Texas should be able to take the lead on this and use our experience as a defining border and immigrant state in a city like El Paso, which is defined by the immigrant experience and is so successful and safe and secure because of immigrants, that we should be leading on this. And when it comes to healthcare, ensuring that every single person can see a doctor or a provider or get that life-saving medication as a function of living in the state of Texas, of being an American, and not as a matter of luck or privilege. That's something that is almost universal across the state and is something that is a significant part of this campaign. So I want to thank all those who come out to our town hall meetings, who have been commenting and asking questions on Facebook, who've been part of the success of this campaign and have been making your issues, your concerns, the opportunities that you see for Texas and the country, our issues, our concerns and the things that we're running on and will serve on when we're in the U.S. Senate. So I feel very fortunate to be part of this and very grateful for the support that you've shown so far. In the last 2 reporting quarters, we've only been in this for 7 months, we have outraised the sitting U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. We've done so. That's not all I do. We've done so in large part and not in spite of the fact that we do not take any political action committee money. So no PACs, no special interests, no corporate contributions. We are relying on people, and primarily the people of Texas, many of those who are on this live stream broadcast right now, many of those who are hosting barbecues in their homes or who have turned out to those barbecues. We signed up tens of thousands of volunteers, just like those who are signing up tonight by texting BBQ to 90975. And we are seeing hundreds of people at every stop. We were just in San Antonio at the start of this week on Monday, thanks to everyone who came out to Paper Tiger. But we've been to every community almost, large and small, across the state of Texas, and you all have turned out in record numbers well over a year before the election takes place. And that is also very encouraging. So we've got about 12 months to go, and we have to be going as strong as we possibly can. And the barbecue that you're part of tonight is our way of connecting those who are going to be our canvassers, who are going to be knocking on doors, who are going to be talking to their friends and family members and gaining their commitment to vote, and to vote for a better Texas and a better country, something positive that we can all be proud of. And for that, again, I am grateful. So if it's okay with the team here, we're going to start taking some of your questions. If you have a question about the campaign, about something that we're doing right now, something that you'd like to see us do, please send that question in. And Erica or Anna will read it to me, and I'll repeat it here, and I'll answer it right now. And then we'll wrap up after 4 or 5 questions and let you get back to your grilling, your socializing, your responsible drinking, and just having fun with friends and family.
We have a hi from Cyprus.
Okay, Cyprus says hi. Hi, Cyprus.
From Oscar Barbecue in El Paso. Hi.
Okay.
We're waiting for the questions.
Okay, so it looks like we're waiting for some questions to come in. The Woodland says hi. I can see some of these popping up right now.
Hey.
Yeah, you want to read that one for me? Okay, so we're going to wait for some more of these questions to come through. Someone asked about LNG pipelines, energy, and fracking. Let me just tell you that this happens to be something that comes up in a lot of different parts of the state. Folks understand that we are an energy state, and we're proud of that. We love the fact that whether it's oil or gas or wind or solar or hydrothermal energy, or the fact that we're beginning to be able to store energy that is produced from wind and solar, as they're doing out near Midland right now. We're grateful for that. We love the jobs, but we want to make sure that we're always protecting the water, the air, the soil, the communities that we live in. And there has to be local control and respect paid to those communities and those families throughout Texas. And that's got to be a cornerstone of what we do in this state. And it's certainly something that we are running to do. Yeah, so Karen asks a very critical question right now. I want to get everyone's take on this. How about those Astros? Right. I love it. I got to tell you, I love the approach that the Astros brought to the World Series and just to the whole season. They were not expected to do that well. They played like they had nothing to lose. And they had such a great spirit that they brought to each one of these games that it was an absolute joy to watch and to celebrate when they won the World Series. So congratulations to Houston on earned history, to the Astros, and hope that you guys are still celebrating right now tonight.
Someone local from El Paso wants to know how they get involved in the campaign.
So the questions about getting involved in the campaign, you obviously can text BBQ to 90975. You can also go to betofortexas.com. And there you can find out more about the positions that I've taken on the campaign. You can sign up to get updates going forward. You can buy a t-shirt or some merchandise, or you can make a donation. And those donations, whether it's $5, $50, $500, help to make sure that we are competitive over the duration of the next 12 months. So those are important as well. So we appreciate the question.
And now Kimberly wants to know what your thoughts are on the state of education in Texas.
Okay, so we're very lucky in El Paso, and Ulysses to my right, and Henry and many of the other children in the room right now go to Mesita Elementary, a public school. It's also a high-performing dual language school. So learning those subjects in English and Spanish, thinking, reading, writing, and speaking in both languages makes our kiddos that much more competitive. And we're grateful for the teachers, the principal, and the school district that has made that possible. I want to make sure that every child in every school district and every classroom in the state of Texas is afforded that same opportunity. So insisting on true equity in education, making sure that it is funded and that we have resources that are adequately appropriated across all communities and different parts of those communities is critically important, and that we have the national federal education policy that allows for the best innovations to come out of communities that know their student populations the best. And we've seen the example of that in El Paso. Why don't we take one or two more questions, and then we'll wrap up and we'll let people get back to their barbecues.
Okay, Bob Davis wants to know what has been your experience of the campaign so far?
So the campaign has been primarily about getting together with people the way in which we're doing tonight. Just listening to what's on people's minds, sharing what it is that we've seen and what we want to do, and then making a commitment to work together. And we're doing that all over the state. Just over the course of August, we put about 7,300 miles on the truck and traveled to every single part of Texas. We were just talking about spending some time in Canadian Texas with our family and Lorenzo at the farmhouse where what movie did they film with Tom Hanks? Yeah, there's Lorenzo over here. Castaway, where they filmed a scene from Castaway, and they had Wilson, the volleyball that was Tom Hanks' friend. Anyhow, being in Canadian Texas was cool. Going to Pampa the next day, where Woody Guthrie bought his first guitar and wrote some of his American classics. Going on to Donley, and then down to Sherman, over to Wichita Falls, to Henrietta, to Longview, and to Mary Lou Tedibaugh and our friends there, Nacogdoches and Tyler and Lufkin and Beaumont, and all over the state. It's just been terrific. And I'm learning so much. And as I said earlier, so encouraged by so many good people who are coming together to do the right thing for this state, make us proud, and ensure that we have a good story to tell when Henry asks us what we did for this country when everything that we cared about was on the line. And you all are certainly making that possible. So very, very exciting. And I'm very grateful for everyone who's been part of this. Okay, we'll do one more question, then we'll have everybody yell their name out in the room, and then we'll close up, okay? Even you, yes.
So Yatako is asking, given how much trade Texas has with Mexico, how will you address the bilateral relations going forward?
So this is a good question. Let me just tell you that we could not have a better friend and a better partner and a better neighbor than Mexico. And if immigration from Mexico is a problem, and is the best possible problem that this country could have, about a quarter of those that I represent in El Paso were born in another country, most of them in the country of Mexico. And they are such a big part of the explanation for our success, our security, our safety, and the example that we can offer to the rest of the country. At the same time, además, we have about $1.5 billion that Mexican nationals, primarily Huarenses from just the other side of the border, spend in El Paso's retail economy, a lot of it at Charlotte's Furniture. Although sadly, that ends at the end of this year. And and the trade alone is connected to almost 1 million jobs in the state of Texas. So this relationship and this friendship and this economic integration that we have with the two countries has to be something that we cherish, that we capitalize on, that we celebrate, that we strengthen. It cannot lead to the paranoia, the divisiveness, and this idea that we would put up walls to separate the two countries right now. So you have here in El Paso and in me as a candidate, a very strong advocate for the U.S.-Mexico, Texas-Mexico relationship, something that should be strengthened and improved upon. And I think most Texans, whether they live on the border as we do or live in other parts of the state, get how important that relationship is. So thanks for asking the question.
We have one more question from
Yeah.
Brian in New Braunfels, and he says, Beto, how will you ensure people in Texas hear your message? Do you agree block walking is the best way to win?
So shout out to New Braunfels. Thank you for welcoming us about 2 weeks ago. We had about 450 people who came out to see us and welcome us and join the campaign. We're grateful for that. The question is, how do we get our message out? How do we let people know about the campaign? How do we get them to join? And then how do we get them to commit to voting? So some very simple things. I've already mentioned that you can text BBQ to 90975. You can take a picture of the group that you're with right now. You can tag me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can also use the hashtag BBQ for Beto, and that connects you with a network of other people across Texas who are part of this campaign. And then I think it's critically important that on Monday, when you go back to work or to school, or you're talking to someone in your family, you tell them why you're a part of this campaign, why this is so important to you, why you've decided more than a year out from the election to join this effort to do something extraordinary for Texas and for the country. It is really going to be word of mouth. There's no magic amount of money or message or poll that we can run or one thing that we can do. It is all of us making a decision, committing ourselves, doing the hard work, having the conversations, and then, yes, ultimately knocking on our neighbors' doors and bringing this message to them and gaining their commitment to vote. So the 3 things that I've asked you to do today are the first 3 steps that you can take by texting BBQ for Beto to 90975, by using the hashtag when you post your picture today, BBQ for Beto, and then by signing the petition that gets us on the ballot. That begins the conversation. We'll expand from there. We'll knock on doors. We'll phone bank. We'll have deputized voter registrars. We'll do all that great work. But today is about connecting, building this campaign, having a great time, eating some good food, and then making this commitment to work together over the next 12 months. So grateful to everyone who's doing that.
I think we have some time for a couple more questions.
Okay.
From Hillary McDonald, she says,
I'm gonna just have a piece of sausage.
She says, what do you propose to deal with climate change?
Should I have my mouth full, Amy? I'm gonna let you take it. I mentioned earlier that most Texans that I listen to also have this issue on their mind when it comes to our environment and protecting our water, our air, our soil. They also want to make sure that we have a planet to pass on to our kids and our grandkids and the generations that will follow them. And we know that if this planet warms an additional 2 degrees Celsius, it's going to be very hard to do that. And so what are some of the things that we need to do? We need to ensure that more of the energy that we're generating is renewable. That means that we're talking about wind generation, solar generation, and other renewable resources that don't add to the warming of this planet. The good news is that Texas now leads the country in the generation of wind power. And I'm talking about you in Canyon, Texas, and the Panhandle, and North Texas, and West Texas, and other parts of the state that are making us the leader nationally. I'm also very pleased to see that many parts of Texas, and in El Paso especially, we're betting big on solar, and we are now beginning to build out utility scale solar to the point that there are now more clean energy jobs in the state of Texas than there are carbon energy jobs in the state of Texas. So we have a wonderful platform from which to lead nationally on this issue. When I was in Beaumont not too long ago with the Waddells and some other really good friends, we got to spend some time at Lamar University, where they are pioneering in the technology related to carbon capture, where it's captured and then sequestered under the ground so that it cannot add to the warming in our planet. So there's some really great things that Texas is doing, but we need some national leadership that builds on that gets us back into the conversation with the rest of the world, that allows us to rejoin the Paris Climate Accords, that allows us to make commitments on a multilateral basis with other countries that are going to do the tough work to make sure that these kiddos have a planet that they're going to be able to live in and pass on to their kids and the generations that follow. So hear you loud and clear on this one, and it's a definite priority for us in this campaign. That's it. Okay, Cynthia is telling us that that's it. Let me thank everyone again, especially our hosts who've opened up their homes, who are making food, who are welcoming neighbors and friends, family members, but also strangers who are now friends into their homes to join us and to be part of this campaign. Let me thank everyone who's been such a big part of the success that we've enjoyed in the first 7 months, and for your commitment to see this through for the next 12 months. I am truly grateful, so happy and so lucky to be working for you and with you, and looking forward to seeing you on the campaign trail over the next 12 months. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Adios. Bye.